All I saw really was the interview with Stephen A. when he was speaking of it. And I was watching it very carefully, Killer.
Stephen A. said something about this already?
Yeah, because Stephen A., he didn't stand with Shannon Sharpe like he stood with Jay-Z. When he heard about Jay-Z, he said, the guy I know, this is not true. When it came to Shannon, he was like, I wasn't there.
Yo,
in a nutshell, yeah.
I gotta keep it static, you know what I'm saying? Because he wasn't there for Jay-Z neither.
Mase is calling out ESPN for protecting Jay-Z, but throwing Shannon Sharpe under the bus. This situation is messy, and Mase is not biting his tongue at all. So Mase hopped on the It Is What It Is podcast and gave his take on everything that's been going on between Stephen A. Smith, ESPN, Jay-Z, and Shannon Sharpe. And he didn't hold back at all.
All I saw really was the interview with Stephen A. when he was speaking of it. And I was watching it very carefully, Killer.
Stephen A. said something about this already?
Yeah, because Stephen A., he didn't stand with Shannon Sharpe like he stood with Jay-Z. When he heard about Jay-Z, he said, the guy I know, this is not true. When it came to Shannon, he was like, I wasn't there.
Yo,
in a nutshell, yeah.
I gotta keep it static, you know what I'm saying? Because he wasn't there for Jay-Z neither. You wasn't there for Jay-Z. You were not there for Jay-Z, but you went out on a limb because of the character of guy you know. So I'm not saying that you're wrong for that. I'm saying I would have thought that the same standard would be there, right? If for a guy you work with every day. Well, not every day, but, you know.
Damn near.
And I'm not taking a shot at Stephen A. It's just an observation.
It does sound like you was taking shots at Stephen A. From what you said, I didn't see Stephen A. But what I'm gathering, what you said from Stephen A. said, he basically said, I don't know the nigga like that.
Well, I ain't putting my hundreds of millions on the line for him.
Yeah, he like, no, I want to hire the he a little freaky. I don't really know the that well. So whatever happened or whatever happens. I already know Stephen A. He one of them people like, this is going to interfere with me. I have nothing to do with it.
Yeah, Stephen A. is corporate.
He said, I recruited Shannon, but I'm not the boss. Basically, the other higher-ups have to deal with it. That's what he said, verbatim.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, basically.
Is that throwing him under the bus?
Not a little bit, but not really.
In the streets, it's throwing you under the bus.
Yes.
But for corporate, he's not, because he's like, I hired you, and if I hire you and you do something crazy,
right,
then now ESPN is going to look at me when I bring somebody new in here, like, can we trust my decision making? And I need them to know.
Right.
I brought them here on talent. I didn't bring them here on morals and principles, because you got to remember this whole situation, as the history goes, a couple months into the deal, when he brought him in there was already an allegation. You know what I'm saying? So now with this coming out, it's just like the second thing, because remember, there's the tape. And Disney can't do that.
And listen, I get it from a business standpoint, but still, it's cold. In the streets, like Mase said, that's definitely throwing somebody under the bus. And even from a corporate level, it's not a good look, because it shows you're only loyal when it benefits you. Mase wasn't wrong when he said they fired people for less. And the sad part is, Shannon had a $100 million deal on the table. Mase and Cam even joked about what they would do if an old tape came out while you had a $100 million deal pending. It's wild to think about how fast things can change in this industry. Now, personally, I think Mase brought up nothing but facts. Stephen A. Smith showed us that his loyalty has a price. And when it comes to protecting his money and reputation, nobody's safe, not even Shannon Sharpe.